Good evening, and how are we all doing? Hope you're all keeping well. And it's again another show of the Sunday Night Football Takeaway. And as you see, I've got some great people on the panel already. There will be some others hopefully joining us as we go on. So first of all, I'd like to say hello to you, Budgie. How are you keeping?
Mate, I'm very well, thank you, Tony, and much better after yesterday. Yeah.
Most definitely. And always welcome back to John Sinclair TV. How are we doing, John? Keeping well?
Big up to my guy. Hope you're good, mate. And it's good to thank you for having us on. And welcome to others as well in the chat.
Brilliant. Anthony, welcome into the chat again, mate.
Big up to you. Big up to the rest of you as well. I'm absolutely bloated. I literally just ran. That's why I was a little bit late on. I just actually finished my Sunday roast, so I'm actually full. So I'm bloated out, chilling on the sofa, and I'm relaxing on this stream. So I'm in a different area of my living room.
Well, and as you're saying about a roast, Nat, we've left the last to Fuzzy. How was your roast? Oh no, sorry, that was City having the good old feast of a roast.
Oh.
Wow.
There it is.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of opportunity for me to also do some second servings for some of those players who have stolen the right to be called football players. You know, some, can hold their heads up. Others,
Not so much.
For the chopping block, mate.
We'll come on to that. Let's just go to the chat. Let's see what I'm going to go through these ones again. So, welcome to Freshfielder. Morning all. Happy Amaret again. Fresh. Oops, forgot to look. I'll go on now. Big up, Jeff. Hope you're keeping well. Bowling Lounge. Saying hello to each other. And obviously, she just said she can head over to the channel so you can see the majority of the messages itself. And as always, give it a nice little link up there. Let's just quickly catch up with the chat. There's a few since we've been on.
And also, obviously, they're coming on from my streaming then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still time. That's brilliant. Big up DJ Crane. How are you keeping well, Tony? Yourself? Good to see you, honey, mate. And big up to Daniel E as well. I hope you're doing well, Dan. And obviously, it's a good old Lawrence from Lexington, Kentucky, USA. Coming your irons.
Big up.
Yeah, look there. Look, see, City 4 in a row incoming. Whew, yeah, definitely.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. And Jan Levens, did you watch PSV finding Minter? Done it again? Top class for his age.
Yeah, he's played fine road on loan, and he's starting to look the part just now. I mean, I know Jan always on my channel most of the time, but it's a good lad.
That's good. So, as the old week gone on there, I don't know if you saw, a bit of a light-hearted thing. I don't know if you noticed, in Glasgow, apparently they did a bit like the old Christmas fair, but it was for Willy Wonka, the inspired experience. But it turned out to be a major flop, and families ready to kind of beat the crap out of people, wanting refunds. It was literally an old warehouse building, and literally it was like someone nicked a couple of kids' duvet sheets, which, like, the Wonkers. You had some kid dressed up as an Oompa Loompa, and the best part about it was I think they paid something like £35 for this ticket to get literally 2 jelly beans.
Oh no!
Oh. Robin Plasters, I'm sorry, but it's £35 for 2 jelly beans. Nah, I'm not having that. That's the short. Wonder why it all went, tipped up. God blimey. Anyway, I think I think Fuzzy would like to talk about this. He looks like a Willy Wonka type of fan. You know, I think he's seen the film or he's going to see the film. Is that right, Fuzz?
I've never really been a massive Willy Wonka fan, but I've seen not probably the most recent one. I mean, I can't remember how many Willy Wonkas there's been, but the one, yeah. So I think it's probably the more modern one, the one where the kid's got those big ears. I can't remember who the actor was for that, but I've seen
Johnny
that.
Depp.
Was Johnny Depp in that one?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that one. That's the Willy Wonka I've seen. But
Right.
Christ Almighty,
The
if ever
previous
there was
one
a-
was probably about 30 years before you were born.
probably, to be fair, I
Big up,
am
Lenny.
only 25, so yeah. It's
Yeah, there you
quite-
go then. Because the original one with the actor Gene Wilder in it came
That's
out in the 50s or 60s or something. I don't blinking know. It was a long, long time ago. Well, not long ago, but
Welcome, Charlie
70s,
boy.
80s.
Hope
I'll
you
tell
keep
you
well,
what, though.
Charlie.
I'll tell you what, though, that Willy Wonka up in Glasgow had to have been like, if it was real, if the Willy Wonka story was real, and one of those other spoiled kids grew up and they decided, you know what would be a great idea is if I made that factory trip myself. That's probably what it would. That's probably what it would look like, right there. A lot of tears and disappointment and angry parents when he refunds.
Tony wants the gobstopper. Apparently, God knows how many times you lick it, it doesn't dissolve. So
That's a cricket ball.
Sorry for my lateness.
No worries, Jez. Welcome into this onto the panel, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Good show you had early on as well.
Yeah, good fun, man. Good fun.
And a good old watch along with the old Yeti as well.
Hot Fuzz. Even towards from John. Oh,
Big up, Jez.
who's that guy down there with the hat on? What's he right there? Anthony.
cheers, mate. All right, Jez, how are you, mate?
Right, Jez.
Yes, Jez. Sorry, dude.
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Good.
So, yeah.
Jeff come and got me. As
Oh,
soon as they
yeah,
realised
blessed
what
the
it
all
was.
good the children again. So Tuesday was a funny one because the old Ten Hag kind of kicked off with old Jamie Carragher as well, didn't he? Because obviously some comments that he made, Fuzzy. Can you enlighten us on that one?
I've been a bit distant from Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, and pundits like that in their comments on all things to do with Manchester United. I think when you're pundits like Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, guys like that, and there's something that you're not a fan of in football, you're always going to have something to say about it. So I think Jamie Carragher, I don't know what it is, to be fair. I don't know what it is it's all about. I know Jamie Carragher probably has something in his mind where it's like, well, yeah, I can't shake this complexity in how I perceive Man United right now, but I'm going to, almost jokingly take the mickey out of the manager who sets United up this way. So whether it's just because he's a Liverpool fan and he says it the way he does it. I mean, I suppose if it was roles reversed and if it was Liverpool playing that certain way, Gary Neville maybe his punditry's more or less the same, perhaps if it was roles reversed. But I mean, pundits are pundits. I don't really take anything they say really for gospel. And I'm pretty sure that people in the professional game shouldn't take it as gospel. But it's just sometimes a manager will pick and choose which one it is. If it gets brought up as a question, they'll either give you the answer you want to hear, or they will just sort of shut it down right out the gates and say, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. But yeah, I mean, Pep Guardiola does it sometimes. Jurgen Klopp does it sometimes. Every manager does it sometimes when somebody's got some questions. But I mean, this time is Ten Hag's decided to go on the offensive. So
Is that pressure? I wonder. Do you think that's pressure getting on top of him?
I mean, if you're coming from Ten Hag's position, you probably think of it like this, where no matter what you do well, like all the smaller things that you do well, the one thing that crops up, everyone's like, "Oh, I told you. See what I mean? See what I mean?" And everyone's just like, "Please, for goodness sakes, just like get off my back," because like he's literally 24/7 under scrutiny. He's been under scrutiny since he took the job. There's been non-stop questions about him and question marks and doubts and people sort of swaying between this guy's never going to do anything at Man United, and then other people saying, well, he's got the makings to do something good. I was more in the camp myself that Ten Hag, he's got the ability to manage a team to win trophies. He's done it with Ajax and has made them competitive in Europe to various extents with a bit of a strung together team. And yeah, to be fair, it's not normal for a human being, like professionality aside. If you're a person trying to do your job and somebody for the longest time is just constantly talking to everyone in public, that person's a bum, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. I think every once in a while, the cracks, you're going to see the cracks in the person's makeup. They can be strong and resolute for many, many a times, but sometimes they're going to let the mask slip, and it's understandable from a humane perspective that it comes a point where it's like, it's just I'll have to entertain this, I guess. Like I've just sort of had enough for the meanwhile. So I think it's just this point he's snapped and just gone on the offensive.
No, of course. I was just going to say, first of all, big up to Rosie and Mama Flossie, and obviously Danny coming to the channel on that. And the man, the myth, the legend, he's been gone for a while on that. But it's good to see him finally, at long last. Yeti, good to see you, mate. How you keeping?
How you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm
Hi,
good,
Ed.
man. I'm good. Yeah,
Good
it is
stuff.
what it is with what happened this weekend, but go
Well,
on,
no, I mean-
get into that.
No, of
Yeah,
course. Of course.
I'm in your camp, Yeti. I'm in your camp. It's whatever it is. Let's push it under the carpet. And let's forget about it. Right? What's done is done. Let's move on to pastures new.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, going back onto saying, like, Carragher having a go at, managers and making comments now. I mean, when you look at it, a good thing about it, all of us in this panel, the Arsenal guys with Arteta, he gets his criticism, doesn't he, Jez, Anthony? He gets his fair stick. Moyes has had his fair stick. Eddie Howe's been getting it. Nuno's been getting off lightly, I think, as well, because obviously there's been some strange decisions over the last couple of games.
Oh,
So
wow.
especially that we'll come on to that. But I will go on to the next part, funny enough, because I don't know, also saw as well, Bolton was playing Wigan's ground, and referee John Busby hit Paris Macomba and floored him on the deck. I don't know if any of you guys saw this.
No.
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 Oh, mate, it was quite
Let's see.
comical. Basically, the players coming around him, and the referees just kind of went to make a decision. And as the players just goes past him, out comes this referee's hand and smacks him square in the face.
Nice.
Floor.
It's not the first time that's happened, though, either, is it, really? It's happened a
No,
couple of
mate.
times.
But it was actually, superbly comical just seeing the player. And he did make a meal of it as well at the same point. But
Well, they always
like
do,
You
don't
give the referee a yellow card.
exactly, Jez. I mean, if that's your mean, mate, I'll be crying out
It
for that
should have been
myself.
sent off for that, mate. But I seem to remember Teddy Sheringham getting clotheslined by a referee once.
Happened
Yeah,
to
I'm
Robertson, didn't he? Didn't it? When he
Yes,
went over to that linesman
yeah.
and just elbowed him in the chin.
Yeah.
Mate.
Sean Massey, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Yes. No.
Well, the main one that's going to be the controversial one, and of course, I think you might as well close your ears on this one, is Everton having their 10 points reduced down to 6. What do you think about that, Jez?
Well, it's I don't understand how you can deduct 10, give them back 2 on appeal. It does, look, I'm sorry. This just says to me it's all a load of bullshit, right? If you've got a deduction for a reason and you appeal it, it just shows how weak the FA are. Because if you've been punished for what you've done wrongly, and I'm not going to go into it, I'm no expert on all this FFP thing at all, I'm not. But you've got your punishment, and then it gets reduced. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about it, if it ever comes about, right, with Man City, yeah, let's say they get there, if it ever happens, I'm pretty certain. I would say this is how pathetic it is, right? If let's say Man City get deducted 12 points, right? Let's say that, and they appeal, it'll probably come down to 6 points. Because I'm sure this is an absolute load of bollocks. This deduction of 10 points, then it's down to this, then that, then this. Sorry, mate. I think it's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. It to me is smacks of absolute bullshit and absolute corruption. Sorry, got to say it. Put it out there.
No, I get that. Absolutely.
It just says to me the FA are weak.
If
you make a statement, stick by it.
100%.
Because otherwise it's just laughable. It's like, oh, right, okay, whatever.
I mean, what do you make of that yourself, John?
I think this, me personally, I don't think this FFP PSR is going to work because, like Jez said, if you're going to bring a rule in, stick to it. If you get points deducted, right, and you appeal for it and you get a couple of points off, like Everton's down to 10, down to 6, then you may as well just scrap the whole thing because I don't think it's going to work. And the thing is, right, I mean, the clubs are scared now because they're scared of losing the points. But this FFP PSI ain't going to work at all whatsoever. I would just on this. And it'd be very interesting to see what will happen to Man City. Because if they win their case, I'm just saying hypothetically, if they win their case, right, then they have to scrap the whole thing. Yeah. And then the FA or the Premier League is going to be embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed.
Yeah, I get that.
They've got Judge Judy on it, so they'll win.
Yeah, get them on it, man. Get on it.
I think they will ban it. Ban the points. Minus the points is rubbish. Because like what Jez says, I do agree with Jez. If you ban 12 points, that's it. That's the points you've done. If you ain't going to get 12 points, you're going to reduce it to 6, then scrap it. So the best thing to possibly do is either issue these clubs with a fine, or they're banned from signing any players for that season. It's simple. People will look up to that then. And to be honest with you, with Man City, with the 115 charges against them, they got what do they do? They bring in like a lawyer, pay them, and that's it, and then it's done. It's sorted.
I mean, is it right though? I mean, obviously, I'll come to you again. The Everton aren't they due more points, or is it not coming? Is that coming about yet?
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently
it's
another
coming back,
6. They're looking at another 6, I think.
6 points.
They're looking at another 6, but I think with that other 6 points, personally, I think it might be better with Everton. Like I've been saying to, scrap it now, start it next season. But what's wrong with Everton starting with minus 6 points? I mean, teams have done it. They started on minus points. We've seen it in the past before when they started on minus points.
Yeah.
So obviously, just do that now.
I mean, obviously, it will come to you on this because obviously it does affect your club. I mean, is it this week or the week after?
Well, I've heard it's next week, as far as I know.
Which
But
this
the
makes it
thing is,
interesting.
I
isn't it?
mean, the thing is with Everton is like we've got no explanation why it's been taken down points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've just kind of done it, and yes, it screwed us over. But I mean, I'm always the same. I'm the same in real life as well. I fight against adversity. So at the end of the day, if they do that and we get put down there, then we've got to do what we've got to do to make sure we get ourselves out of there. You know, I mean, it's down to us at the end of the day. So, you know, whatever they do, we don't know about anyway because they don't tell you. You never get any information or anything like that on why they've done it. You know, but they've obviously just done it. But Everton's on another possible 2 charges.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So why are they doing that now?
Maybe they're trying to soften the blow then, possibly by doing that. I don't know.
I've got a point to make about the points that the guys have come up with on the panel. You know, I agree with in theory with a lot of what you're saying, but it's kind of, you've got to kind of look at it like it's the judicial system of football. And if we were to look at our judicial system, where people are accused of something or they're guilty of something, and they go to court, they're given a sentence, then there's evidence that that wasn't the case. Their sentence is reduced or scrapped or whatever the case may be. And, you know, then more powerful people tend to get more favourable rulings.
Yeah.
That's the way it works in the world. Doesn't matter what field you look at. So that's always going to be the case. So people like Manchester City are going to benefit from a system like the one we've got. But I can't see them scrapping it. It makes them too much money.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see them scrapping it because it gives them too much power. And I can't see them scrapping it because all of the smaller clubs that are abiding by the rules want to keep it because it's a much more level playing field for everybody if there are rules in place. You know, I'm not saying that I agree with it all, but I'm just saying that looking at it logically and theoretically, that's how it should be working. It should be working like our judicial system to some description.
Point.
Well, our judicial system is shit as well, isn't it? So,
Well, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But, you know, they do the best they can with, you know, the tools they've got. So, you know, I mean, it's got to start somewhere, guys, you know, and,
yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
we were given a 2-year notice that it was going to be coming in. And now it's beginning to come in with full force. So anybody getting screwed over by it, tough shit. I'm sorry, that's just how I see it.
No, I agree with you.
We could quite easily have been in that bracket if it hadn't have been for the Declan Rice stuff.
If you break the rules, you break the rules. And that's
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
I mean, like, you know, I mean, go by what Andy said there. If Man City can have all these charges, but you still play through in that, then something's definitely got to.
I mean, where does it end though?
also-
Do they start taking titles away, or you know? what
Well, I
happens?
suppose. I mean, was it betting scandal with Luton that got when they got relegated back down to the annals of football kind of thing? Was that to do with betting, or was that something to do with money?
I think it was something to do with like a slush fund. If I'm
So when you look at something like that, if they could do that to Luton back then surely they must be able to do that with City as well, really.
We've
And
got Rangers, Glasgow Rangers.
cool, yeah, absolutely, Jez. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that one.
Get booted out.
I mean, you've also got to think though that Luton had a town and perhaps, you know, pockets of people around the country supporting them. Manchester City have got a whole country behind them.
Yeah.
Not this one, but you know they've got the finances. available to them to reach any cloud or any star that they want to bloody reach. You know, like I said, power breeds more power.
Yeah. He did raise about Glasgow Rangers when they got booted out and had to fight their way back. You know,
Yeah, of course.
So let's be honest. That that be respectful of the fact Rangers are in Scotland a massive club. You know, huge like Celtic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm not into Scottish football myself, but they are two massive clubs. So they did it to Rangers. So why can it not be done to Premier League clubs like Man City? Because otherwise it just makes it just such an unfair playing field. If you do it to Everton and you do it to maybe possibly Nottingham Forest, then everybody should be on a level playing field. Yeah, that's because you got more money, right, than Everton, or you got more money than Nottingham Forest. Doesn't mean that it should be a lesser sentence or a fine or whatever. You know, now I've seen Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, if they get done for that season, when that title should have gone to Arsenal." No, I don't want a bloody second-hand title. If we haven't won it, I don't want it. I don't want it down to money or what they've done or this or that. That's just being pathetic. You know, because at the end of the day, if you don't win it yourselves, get it. End of.
Yeah.
Not important.
It comes voided.
Sorry?
It comes voided, doesn't it? So if that's what happens, he scraps a trophy off of them, it comes voided for that season.
That opens up so many things, though.
Oh, of course it does.
You know what I mean?
Too much.
I mean, we should have another star because we got robbed. But, you know, then you've got to go into that, haven't you? And then you've got to go into the England handball by Diego Maradona, the World Cup. So it opens up many avenues.
It does. It go on forever. It go on forever. I mean, it happened in the Tour de France, didn't it? That guy had all of his titles stripped off him.
Oh, yeah.
Pathetic. Can't do that.
Lawrence something, wasn't it? Lawrence Armstrong.
Lawrence Armstrong, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, cheats never prosper.
No, it's true, mate. I mean, Jeff said, the bowling lounge. Poor old Luton got spanked minus 30 points. They were properly turned over by the FA. Now they come through all the leagues to the top flight. Big up to them. And got to give credit to Luton for that.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, as you alluded to in that, when you're supported and funded by a state, we know that their lawyers are going to long this out. And I think I said previously on the shows, they can long it out till 2030 if need be, before they can actually get done. Yeah. The likes of all of our clubs, there's no way. I mean, Forest. I mean, what do you think the outcome's going to be?
Well, I mean, if theirs has gone down to 6, then it should be 6 points, shouldn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it kind of should be. I mean, I've heard it's going to be done this week. I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's what it should be. It shouldn't be 10. I want to know why it's been dropped to 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out, trying to get some research on that, because why have they been giving them points back is unbelievable, because that moved them up to 15th, didn't it? Which then straight away gives them an unfair disadvantage to the other clubs.
And then they still lost the next game.
Yeah, it's true. Who beat them, I wonder.
Interesting to know that.
Well, the main thing that came out near the end of the week is Fuzzy's old player, Mr. Paul Pogba. He got banned 4 years for doping.
Yeah.
And then the best part about it is that he turns around, I'm very sorry, and I feel very hurtful, and I'm not going to do it again and stuff. But it's like, hold on, you're sorry, but it didn't stop you, and 4 years.
I always thought he was a dope anyway, to be fair, but
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
He's
Fuzzy,
only, he's only sorry that he got caught. To be fair.
well, exactly. That's it. Exactly that. I mean, Fuzzy, what do you make of your ex-player?
Yeah, disappointing. Really disappointing. I suppose from just a football fan's perspective, especially for Paul Pogba, somebody who is as talented as he is, that the way in which he's sort of not managed himself in a way that's got discipline. And I think there's quite a few people, fellow athletes or colleagues or people at different stages who questioned his discipline and his personality, his character, and all of these different things. And I suppose some things you could say probably a bit harsh, a bit unwarranted, but then for various other things, such as, in terms of how he's come about this whole doping scandal, that it's like some people may have been able to see it coming, just based because he was having tests for doping being done whilst he's at Man United as well. He was having after several games from time to time. He was at times just being pulled aside. He's like, Paul, we've got to go do a couple of tests on you. And I mean, Paul Pogba at the time was frustrated by it. Like various instances, I think he came out and said about it as well. But then obviously going to Juventus, he thinks, you thought, I've brushed it all off now. It's to start afresh, start new with Juventus. Manchester United's old news for me now, and focus on getting my career up to a respectable level. And first and foremost, injuries occur, and then is the other side to his life has come back to haunt him. And the fact he's banned for 4 years at the age, I think he's going on 31 now. By the time he's ever back in football, he's going to be 34 going on 35.
Has he played the mental health card?
Well, I haven't seen what he's
No, I don't think he has
personally.
actually. Yeah, I don't think he's done that. All he's come out with, he's very sorry for what it's happened and that, and as if like, I didn't mean to do it, but I'm really sorry, and kind of making all sorts of excuses.
I slipped and somebody doped me.
Can I have an appeal, please?
Yeah, and it's like, do you realise what you've just said there, kind of thing? Like, it's like, obviously you were still on the old powder when you said it, obviously, because to come out with a comment like that, it just contradicts itself.
It does.
But that's the player,
I keep accidentally drinking alcohol. I don't mean to do it.
Yeah,
but on the point that you made, Fuzzy, about him being a talented player, I mean, I didn't really watch him as much as you did, clearly, but I think Scott McTominay's a better player than him right now. I do. I mean, I've been watching him recently because he's been getting game time, and he's actually made things happen. The only thing that Paul Pogba ever made happen was he made people dislike him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Alex Ferguson actually bought Paul Pogba to Man United, and he sold him. And I think, was it Mourinho or someone? I think it was Mourinho when he was in charge. He bought him back to Man United, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think
like twice the money.
Yeah, and this obviously this doping lark is I think is a substance in this thing is what was it called? I read it. It's something to do with hormones, and your I forget the bloody word now, and someone's going to correct me for it. Is it testosterone? What's it called?
Testosterone.
Testosterone. That's it. It's for that as well, which is a substance called DHEA or something like that. I was just reading it in brief, but yeah, it's like what Fuzzy said. Obviously he's upset for doing it. Obviously 31, almost 35 when he comes back.
He should do his coaching badges while he's on a ban.
Yeah, I think the best thing for him to do is just to have his contract terminated and just paid up with his contract, because nobody's going to want him. almost at
Yeah.
the age of 35 when that ban's over. So, you know, sadly for him, I think his football career's come to an end now.
In fact, I think legally the club that holds his contract can literally tear it up
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
actually a criminal offence.
Yeah, 'cause he
Yeah.
broke the rules, hasn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's also
possibly.
broken the law as well.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%.
So they can technically just turn around and say to him, finger up, pal.
Mhm.
You ain't got a job no more.
Maybe he was
No.
taking them blue pills for another reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Viagra.
I think personally, I mean, for me, I mean, I've got to agree. I mean, look, he's going to get banned 4 years. They're going to appeal against it. And if he loses that appeal, then I think his football career's over. Like first said, he's on 31 going on 35, or when he comes back, he'll be 35. So who's going to take him? I mean, where's he going to play? I mean, and who's going to be daft enough to take him on with the injury records he's got? Because his injury record
West
has
Ham.
been absolutely shocking.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, I have
Where
to
that
agree
damn
with
club's
Budgie actually
stupid
on the
enough to do
McTominay
it, to
thing
be fair.
because the way he moved away from Morgan Gibbs White so he could score that winner was, you know, quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
Fuzzy's
some of his
favourite player.
games.
You really love McTominay.
To me, Scott McTominay is nowhere near the individual ability that Paul Pogba has. Like the guy just had endless
As good as
amounts of
Zidane, come on.
I would go that far. Christ.
No, but I mean, the thing with
There's
Paul
still worlds
Pogba,
apart.
though, is that he was never consistent.
Yeah.
No, he
He
wasn't.
was never consistent. And, you know, I'm sorry, but McTominay, you can rely on him. He's like a Ford. Do you know what I mean? You really can rely on him.
Well, he can be a Ford. He can be a reliable Ford, but it's like a Ford Fiesta lining up on a Formula One grid.
Off Jalopy corner.
Got Ferraris,
Who's your top scorer
Mercedes.
this season?
Budgie just asked you, Fuzzy, who's your top goal scorer this season?
I think Hoyland.
Think.
Yeah, it's Hoyland. Then
Just
McTominay.
overtook him
Oh,
for
Oh, right.
reason.
So he's just overtaken McTominay as he recently.
I mean, it's a fair comment.
You know. Hey, I never liked him ever at any point. And I never really rated him. I didn't, you know, I listen, I know he's got some talent and I saw him do some spectacular things with the ball. But it wasn't enough.
Yeah, but he did it more. He did it more for his national country than he did for Man United.
Yeah.
You saw that anyway.
Yeah.
You know, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great point from DJ Crane. You know, you ban Pogba for doping, but allow Messi to use HGH and give him a World Cup and Ballon d'Or for a crap year. That kind of says it all, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll get rehab the dark arts boxing. So I don't know what I'm taking to be a favour. It's all shit and money nowadays. On a positive note, we are massive. Most
I can't believe that man actually said that Messi did doping to give himself an entire career in football. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Scott Buckshot is a better player. So everyone's agreeing with the comments there, basically.
Wait,
I would rather have McTominay in my team than
I'll give you this comparison where they do draw similar parallels. Is that they're both different beasts for their national team. Scott McTominay for Scotland is just practically unplayable. Pogba for France was just practically unplayable. They both hate Man United. I guess it's because they just hate Man United. They both hate the club.
Yeah.
Budgie's Lee's asking you, where's Kieran? Say hi to when we get the chance to.
Yeah, I think he does something with Tidge on a Sunday evening anyway. So, or with the disabled team, one or the others. I'm not sure who. But yeah, I mean, we usually do our Wednesday night thing, but other than that, we haven't really done a lot lately.
No,
I've got to be honest.
Of course. The other thing as well, I don't know if you saw that the awards for Manager of the Year.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Well, I think you'd be more surprised with the actual winner more than anything else. And that was Ange Postecoglou.
Really?
Oh my god. Manager of the year, and he's only been in the job for 6 months. That makes sense.
Wow.
Wow.
Manager
Wow.
of the was that the Tottenham Manager of the Year awards?
Yeah, you know. London Club Manager of the Year award.
Yeah, no, this was Manager of the Year, Budgie. I mean, Jez, you know, tell me. I mean, where this common sense comes into, you know,
Sorry, Manager of the Year.
Manager of the Year, apparently.
Manager
Mate.
of the Year.
Listen, Jez, this is true.
Yep,
This is true.
Pep Guardiola won a treble in this year, in that year. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
I'm sorry, for what?
Oh, dear.
For playing the inverted system.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, that just shows what bullshit these awards are.
Yeah.
Mate, they are, aren't they? And they just.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's come in there and he has, you know, he has got the team playing. I'll give him that. But for someone, as you said, 6 months. I don't know.
You get you get Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
Look,
And
Jeff's
one
saying he
nothing.
thinks it could be. He thinks they're London awards. Another load of made up bollocks. Yeah, well, if that is the case, if it's London clubs, then that's fair enough. But even still, David Moyes won the Europa Conference, but
Yeah.
maybe that's nothing. You know,
Mikel
I don't know.
Arteta was
Well, I get
runner
that.
up in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that. Your club actually won a European trophy, so yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm sorry. Do you
The
get
chocolate one.
do you get these trophies for like Arsenal being top team in London at the moment in the league? Really?
Yeah. Well,
Popularity contest, isn't it?
it just goes to show the mentality of the people that are voting for these things for a start.
Was it only voted
Probably where they're held has a lot to do with it as well.
I mean, Giorgino sums it. I mean, he is a class manager. I do like Ange. I mean, like, you know, considering the short period of time he's been over here, he has done good things. I remember Flossie's added on there, like, you know, when Ange was asked about it, he said, "Mate, I've only been here 6 months. There's a long way to go yet." So that's even the manager himself.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, you know, speaking of Kieran, as you were just a minute ago, he's been banging his drum, you know, Ange Postecoglou's drum for about 3 or 4 years to me and people that he knows well. And he's been saying, oh, you know, West Ham should definitely have a look at him and blah, blah, blah. Then he went to Celtic. We'd never heard of him. I mean, he hadn't done anything of any major note. He took Australia to a tournament and done very well, I believe. But
Yeah.
but Kieran was going on about him, and then when he was at Celtic, you know, he got noticed, and he was gutted that he went to the white side of North London.
But Dan said here, look, yeah, it's a stupid award anyway. No one cares about an award in March. There's still 2 months of the season left, and yet we're awarding an award. Yeah, I don't know. It just, like you said, it just makes a whole farce of the whole thing when you get something like this. What a waste of time! Absolutely waste of time.
Yeah.
It is a joke. I mean, at the end of the day, come on, you know, nothing's been achieved yet, and everybody's still fighting for position. Why hand out some innocuous crap trophy, right, at some black tie award dinner for what? What? You've done nothing, man. You know, you could say if this is a London trophy, a London management award, right?
Mm.
Your manager last year won a European trophy. Yeah, fact. Okay. Who won? What else has won in London by any other club? Nothing.
Yeah.
The only other manager in British football that won anything was Pep.
Exactly.
You know, in Europe.
So if it's a London Trophy budgie, then it has to go to David Moyes.
Well, I get what you're saying. I would argue that fact. I would say that Mikel Arteta over the last couple of years has been pretty consistently building Arsenal, so he's in for a good shout for it. Because
building don't win you stuff.
you know,
does it?
yeah, I know, but like second place in the Premiership is nothing to be sniffed at. Nothing.
Well,
No.
you don't get nothing for it, though, do
You don't
you?
get nothing
Well,
for
you
it.
do,
Like,
yeah, you do. You get Champions League football.
Oh,
That's
don't
Well,
it.
you get
Surprise.
Champions League football. There's no second place trophy.
the thing is, though, guys, the thing is,
Who needs a trophy?
all football's all about winning trophies. No, football is all about winning trophies. You got to finish on the top. Second place.
That's the desire,
We-
of course. Yeah, of course. Of
That's
course
it.
is.
That's it.
Yeah, totally agree on that. And with that, we'll talk about the weekend's fixtures. So, I'll start off with you, John, on that. Newcastle finally kind of turned it around a little bit, and I was quite surprised by the scoreline, I must admit, because Wolves are on a bit of a roll at the moment.
They are. I mean, Wolves have beaten some good teams. They beat Tottenham away, and they have beaten some really good sides. I mean, look, they were lucky against United, home and away, and they're a tough team to crack. I mean, Gary Neville's done a fantastic job, but I was impressed with him when he said yesterday we were lucky. I thought he took the goals well. I thought we defended well. The back was outstanding. Made 2 great saves the second half. But Bruno G, what can I say about this guy? I mean, that no look pass to Miggy, he should have probably won away. But the one I'm going to talk about, right, is Anthony Gordon. Now, he was hounded out at Everton, right? Hounded out. The only 2 clubs after him was Chelsea and us. We got there first. Since he's come to the football club, right, this guy's been absolutely amazing. I mean, his work rate is fantastic. I mean, he scored again Saturday, and he's involved for the first goal as well. His work rate is absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. Yeah. And good to see Joe Willett come back. Sorry, Jez, but he's going to be all right. I mean, I'm a big fan of Joe. And, yeah, I mean, Dan Burton, I mean, he's getting a lot of stick. But apart from that dodgy first half, I thought second half he's quite solid. That's because Neto wasn't there. But we had to win that game yesterday if we're going to get top 6. And we beat a very good Wolves team and scored some good goals as well. But I thought Fabian Schär at the back was really good yesterday because he was awful against Blackburn. He's absolutely shocking. He really was. And like I said, I hope we keep Bruno next season as well, because I tell you what, he's gone 8 games without getting booked. And it's on 9 yellow cards. If he gets one more booking, he'd get banned for 2 games. But so he's done really well. And for me, but going back to what Lauren's saying quickly, I know people's getting that Anthony Gordon, for me, 45 million quid he cost us, right? You look at Anthony, sorry Fuzz, Anthony will cost 85 mil. We pay 45 for Anthony Gordon, who is the quality player this season out of the 2. And you have to say Anthony Gordon.
I called it, mate. I called it.
You did, G. Yeah, you did.
What a player this guy. He's 23 years old, right? I mean, you look at it, right? Even he should be picked for England. But knowing Gareth Southgate, he's going to pick Raheem Sterling. He hasn't been great. Marcus Rashford, despite he's got a good goal today, hasn't been great. But he is still going to pick the same as mates. When is Anthony Gordon going to get a shot in England setup? He should be picked on form, right? He should be picked on form. Yeah? Anthony Gordon is on form. Rashford hasn't. Yet he still goes and picks Rashford, still picks his mates. And I tell you what, if he doesn't get picked for the Euros, it's got to be Stu's inquiry, because I tell you what, he is on fire at the minute, mate.
Who agrees with that? Who agrees with that at the panel?
Totally. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great player. I said that before. I mean, I've always been like Forest, obviously. I've always liked Everton as well until they did that, the bitches. But, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, Anthony Gordon has always been one of those kind of players who can make different things happen in a game, like change a game. You know, so he definitely should be part of the England. So a quality sign.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, it's true because obviously Dan has alluded here, isn't it? I mean, Sterling has been left out of Southgate's last 3 squads, so he's not in favour anymore. So someone like Gordon and not being funny, even Bowen deserves a bit more of a call up in
Yeah,
that
Bowen
respect.
as well. Yeah.
Even
I'll
Palmer
agree
from
with
Chelsea. Palmer from Chelsea, I think.
Yeah,
You know, that's
yeah.
a good take.
Yeah.
Not trending on me fucking.
I think these names that we're all mentioning are going to be a part of the next golden generation for England. Though.
No, it's true.
I think as soon as the right manager, because I mean, look, Southgate probably won't get renewed.
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Well,
I mean, Budgie, I don't know if you noticed there, someone was behind you stealing your wallet. They've just scarpered out
Yeah.
the back door and they've done a
yeah,
leg.
that's my
You're-
sister. No, she's
Yeah.
plugging it. Look, I've got my wallet in front of me, mate. I ain't stupid. No, that's my sister. She's been in hospital and she's just come out today.
Oh, good, mate. It's good
Sort
to
of
hear.
keeping an eye on her, bless her.
Lovely.
Poor old
Yeah.
girl.
I had the view of Ange Postecoglou's trophy. You know, obviously that was Freddie's ass. It was literally come up.
100%.
Fuzzy, I just noted a big head behind you. Why?
I can see it.
That's Ainsley what's name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ainsley
I
Harriet.
don't know.
Ready? Ready?
It's about Man United, isn't it? Can't cook, won't cook.
Yeah.
Mm.
Got a
You
telly
literally
club.
can't eat it. You literally can't eat it. Literally, people go to Old Trafford, you get salmonella poisoning.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Quite
yeah.
literally can't.
Still got the prawn sandwiches.
Oh no, they
I
moved
think-
to the raw chicken now. Did you hear about that one? Served over 100 people raw chicken at some dance thing.
Is it raw rat?
Mm.
There's a lot of rats running down there, isn't there?
Yes.
It's chewy. It's a new sensation made by Glazonomics. We introduce to you pink chewy chicken.
I've got to ask you because I have got
We've added blood.
grandchildren. Fuzzy, is that picture of him there like that a reference to Teletubbies by any chance?
That's what I was thinking.
No, no, it isn't. I don't know if everybody knows the Green Hills is part of like a Windows background.
Oh, right.
it is,
Okay.
yeah.
No,
It's a classic
no.
Windows background, and for some reason somebody went and edited him into the background. I was like, I gotta have that.
I was
Well, I
thinking
think
the same as Budgie. I was thinking, like, you know, a Teletubby who's going to come running down the hill with a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
And I only know about them because of my grandchildren.
yeah, of course,
Tinky
buddy. You're right,
Winky
mate.
and
We
all that
believe
stuff.
that. I mean, obviously,
Teletubbies, who- Tinky
Well,
Winky,
series 17,
Dipsy, Lala,
episode 9
and
at the moment.
Anthony.
They're on
David,
Wednesday night
Fuzzy
show
knows,
on the
man.
Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
that's true. But I think old Jeff subbed it up here, the bowling lounge. It's a wall more of Dion Dublin. Starting off with lookalikes.
And Mount
Yeah.
Rush. I'll get our own little Mount
Mount
Rushmore.
Rushmore.
Actually, another guy who does a West Ham channel, Rob Gates, he was on Force from Iron. He's now got the West Ham Massive. But he did a series of shows called Mount Rushmore or something like that, Matty Rushmore. And yeah, you pick him 4 players of your favourite players from history of West Ham to have carved into Mount Rushmore. It was a really good concept of a show, and it was really enjoyable to do as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That's quite a good one to
Yeah,
watch.
we'll do. I mean, obviously, Brentford and Chelsea, that was a 2-2 draw. So that keeps kind of Chelsea thereabouts. Don't think we have much there. But I think the surprise one, obviously, we're seeing Fulham beating Brighton 3-0 as well. I expected a bit more out of Brighton, considering the role they're on.
Mm.
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone saw that one coming.
Wow.
No, we didn't. No.
Derby hipster football, you know.
Yes.
Looks good one week, flawless and amazing one week, and the next big thing, and then next week, somebody just rocks up, it's like, yeah, I'm going to put in a 6 out of 10 performance and slap you up. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we've got
did that
next.
early in
Yeah,
the season
Yeah.
as well, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, very true. I mean, obviously, I see Spurs dispatched Palace. So I'm glad that it's come back down to earth. The 5-minute wonder's over at Palace now. Spurs were just a bit too strong from that point there. But as always, we know Luton's entertaining, and Villa just nicked it to the death, 3-2. So a bit of a good game there as well. But I think the main thing I think which we're going to talk about, and I know you think it's coming, Budgie, not Budgie, sorry, is your game against Liverpool, 99th minute. And I think you two were talking about it yesterday. The decision that was made, you and Jez, and the howl that the referee made.
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not one of these people that's bothered about decisions. I know a lot of Forest fans are crying about it at the minute, but yeah, it is a big decision. But at the end of the day, we've got to do what we've got to do, and I think we played really well that game. Some of the best that I've seen us play for a long time. So yeah, I thought we played really well. I thought we made them look really ordinary to say that they're top of the league, So, but then for me, it's not about the decision. It's about what we did at the end. It's about our decision. When the ball's in the box, kick the fucker out, man.
Yeah.
Don't just leave it in there. I mean, what we did there was, I went mental on the watch along. I mean, the watch along's gone now because I got copyrighted for playing a music thing on the fucking stream. So the watch along's in the Twilight Zone somewhere. But it's like, it was so frustrating, but I can't take away from what I saw from my team. Pure fight, pure passion. We just couldn't score. And if we'd have actually done the right things at the other end, because we were doing the right things in the other box, then, we win it. And that's the issue I have.
Yeah, I think old Nuno at the end of the press conference, as you said, you can't say nothing these days. And I think that's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
Again, what? You always know when a referee is having a fucking nightmare and a bad game when he chucks cards out all of a sudden.
Making
he
up
all
for
of a sudden
things.
realises and then starts chucking cards out everywhere.
No,
how many cards did he issue after the game? It was about 5, wasn't it, or 4?
Oh, mate, it was loads. Steve Reed got a red card. Every fucking... he was like Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, you can have a card. You can have a card. Everybody can have a card. It was mental, mate. It was just ridiculous. And Liverpool got a lot of bad decisions as well. So I wouldn't put it down. I wouldn't say anything bad against Liverpool, to be honest, for getting the win. I think the fact they got the win was all on us, to be fair. You got to clear the ball, man.
Yeah. Well, at least we did you a favour. We went obviously to Everton and that, and I thought it was going to be a bit close encounter. I thought we were going to nick it just 1-0, but I completely got that wrong. And we smashed them 3-1. It was late goals again.
Yeah.
Late goals.
The thing is, one more thing I'll say about the Forest game, is we could have done Arsenal a favour, but the last time we did them a favour, they fucking bottled it. So...
It's true. That's true, because I'll just look at the table now because of this. Obviously, they're you're just a point behind them now, aren't you? Basically.
Yeah.
So looking at that,
it just proves one thing, doesn't it, Jez? We can't rely on Forest or Man United.
No.
Hey, we helped you last
You
season.
have to do it all yourselves. Bro.
We helped you last season. Your poo fell down your trousers and you bottled it, mate.
I know, yeah. No, this is true. That was true last season, yeah.
Look, Jez sitting there not biting.
He's
You're talking facts, man. You're talking facts.
Talking facts. Talking something, that's for sure.
I'll give you my opinion after the game tomorrow night. That's all I'm going to say on that. Because I'm sorry,
flip flop.
I have. Yeah, right. Um, I'm sorry. I have got an opinion on the referee's decision with the challenge on the Forest goalkeeper. To me, that I'm sorry was serious foul play, and that to me is a red card.
That's
No question.
100%.
It's another game where they're getting away with it again.
Well, the thing is, the goalkeeper's off the ground, right? He's caught the ball. Liverpool player comes in, clearly headbutts him. Yeah, and nothing. He gets a yellow card for that. That's a shockingly poor decision, right?
Yeah.
You know, to me, I'm sorry, that's a red card all day long. It's serious foul play in my book, right?
Is that why there was 9 minutes added on?
It must have been.
Yeah, mate, sorry.
Is that why there was 9 minutes added on?
You know what? He was on the floor for what, 4 or 5 minutes? The keeper.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he could have had concussion. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously checked out. You know, the physios are on the park. But I'm sorry, that is such an easy decision to give.
Yeah.
The VAR didn't even look at it.
No.
Didn't even look at that. And I called it. I was on the watch along with the Yeti, and I said, that's a red card. And he comes out of a yellow. And I'm like, what? You don't give a yellow in that situation, right? It's either a red card or it's nothing.
Yeah.
Totally cocked that up, man. Totally cocked it up. I'm sorry. And
Right, spot on.
I'm sorry. I'm going to sit here and say Arsenal were cheated.
Well, you've done it for the last 50 years, so why not
They
now?
weren't even there. Brilliant. Love it. Yeah, so.
I mean,
can we
did
talk about
any of
the
you
Everton
guys
game?
see this? See the challenge yesterday? I didn't see it myself, but any of you guys see the challenge?
I didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't see the challenge. No.
You're all doing Arsene Wenger's here, aren't you?
Yeah, I did not see it. Yeah.
I was working the whole weekend.
Yeah, they're all
Oh,
doing a
man,
Mourinho.
I know nothing.
I didn't see it, but I say anything, I'll be in
If I
big
speak,
trouble.
I'm in big trouble.
Sorry, mate. It's a clear red card for me.
It is clear red card, 100%.
But again, you know, as you know, we've had this debate, and we're still going to have this debate, I think, as it goes on, until they can get it right. I mean, funny, I was going to ask you that question. What we mentioned it in, I think it was the last week's show. Mark Clattenburg as your referee advisor. What do you make of that?
Fucking hell. I mean, he's doing gladiators, mate. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure what he's there for.
He's cotton bud stick, isn't it? Smack the ring with a cotton bud stick.
Is he supposed to go into the in at half time, you know, and say to the players ready? I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, ready. 3, 2, 1.
Can I just
Boris, you
go
go
to
on my
that
first whistle.
comment you just had up there, Tony?
This
From
one?
Lee.
Yeah. Which one?
From Lee, about it being a regular show and that. It is a regular show on Early Doors Football TV.
Yeah.
It's only on my channel when I'm a guest on the panel. So if you want to watch it every week, you have to subscribe to Early Doors Football TV and all the other guys on the channel, on the panel. And by going on to Early Doors Football TV, you'll find links to them all in the description. There you go.
Yeah, big up, man.
Big up, man.
Big up, man. Thank you.
Okay. It's ready.
Right, I was just reminding myself more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to put them into the bloody links. And
Yes,
I don't
of
know how
course.
to do all that. I'm too old for that all nonsense.
Gentlemen, start your engine. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine what the first round would be. That's for sure. And obviously today's games, obviously, well, I think there's a foregone conclusion there. Burnley weren't going to get nothing out of this game today. Bournemouth 2-0. Pretty steady, steady in that. And of course, for the two Arsenal guys, they was probably hoping that Man United could do something against the machine, which is City.
Useless. Bloody useless they are.
Useless, yeah. Absolutely useless. Couldn't beat Man. One simple job to do, you couldn't even do that. Terrible.
If
Yeah.
the game was not 90 minutes and it was 20 minutes, we would have done the job.
Scored a goal and then
Why,
sat back.
why didn't the referee blow full-time whistle on the 20th minute?
The 20th.
Why can't the season have ended after
Yeah.
4 games?
Yeah,
in?
exactly.
We would have been top, we would have been champions, and we would have been going to the new camp next season. So come on, you know. We
I mean, it's a
can
bang
all
of a
dream
goal
them
by
dreams.
Rashford. I'll give it that. It was a
Oh, yeah,
great
quality
Was
goal.
you know.
Walker.
Great goal.
But then,
Great goal.
come on, we skipped past Thomas Soucek and his goal when you mentioned our game. I mean, that was something
Did you score
else.
goals?
wasn't it?
I didn't see that.
Oh, that's nasty.
Sorry, Paul.
He's back. He's back. I like this one from Talking You.
I'm telling my sister on you.
Hey, steady with the
He's
useless.
taking the piss out of West Ham. Not having
More
it.
like fucking useless. I like that comment.
That's right, Saul.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Not at all.
Again.
Mama Flossie, not at all.
keeping themselves in the mix still, and it comes down to tomorrow's game. So let's go with that one. And obviously, we've seen all the scores from all the others. So, going to start with you, John. What were your score predictions for tomorrow's game? Sheffield United and Arsenal.
Well, it's not much of a case to Sheffield United, to be fair, but Arsenal need to win this game. I think they'll win by 4-0, to be fair,
Big
because
Lawrence.
I think they're too strong every single department. Arsenal's looking good in the minute. They're slapping up teams like 3s and 4s and 6. And yeah, I think Jeff's going to be happy. 4-0.
Interesting.
And what about you, Budgie? What do you make of that game tomorrow?
I agree with 99% of what John just said. I think, you know, Sheffield United have got a very, very tough task tomorrow. But it does depend on what Arsenal turns up, to be fair. I mean, you know, we've played Arsenal 3 times now this season, and twice they didn't really turn up, to be fair. And we got wins on the 3rd time, obviously, you know, woken the sleeping lion and all of that. And we got absolutely decimated. But nothing's impossible. And Sheffield United might just turn up tomorrow. They might. And if that is the case, maybe a scrappy 1-1 win. But I can see Arsenal absolutely steamrolling them. I can see another high score.
Interesting.
What scoreline would you give though, Budgie? Let's put you on the fence here.
All right, okay. Put me on the spot. I'm going to go. I think Sheffield United will probably. They're at home, yeah.
Yes.
Bramall Lane.
Yeah.
I've been there, not recently, but I have been there, and the crowd really does motivate the team. So I'm going to say that they might nick the first goal, but I think Arsenal are probably going to come back with 5 or 6. So 6-1.
Ooh, wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Fuzzy, what do you make?
I've already predicted this one once before, and I went with the 6-0. I went with the 6-0 to Arsenal. Don't really see it going any other way. I mean, Sheffield United have already had several results at their home ground where teams just come in and just stomp them, completely stomped all over them. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really see any Sheffield United really doing anything special. And again, it's one of those things where you sort of you build them up so tall in the form of Arsenal, and when you do that, it's just at that moment where they'll pull the pin, and so all the Jenga blocks come falling down. Now we've all said that Arsenal are going to absolutely slap up and destroy Sheffield United. They're going to end up looking at 1-0 now. But for me, I'm going to stick with a 6-0 to Arsenal. I just don't see how Sheffield United change anything or disrupt Arsenal's flow in the Premier League at this point. They're not the team to do it. Not the team to give them the sort of challenge that pushes Arsenal for me.
Yeah, what scoreline do you have yet for tomorrow's game?
Well, I said earlier in the show 4-0, and I can't be a flip flop like Jez. So basically, I'd say 4-0, but they've got to actually bring it and not play the team, play the game. And if Arsenal can pass quicker and get their attacking movements going, then I think they can easily beat Sheffield United tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Arsenal. So I'll start with you first, Anthony. What would you give as a scoreline prediction?
Well, I think even though it's away, I mean, Sheffield United are very poor up front. You know, they're struggling to score goals, defending goals. Obviously, their goal difference sees that in the Premier League at the minute. So I'm going to go for a comfortable 5-0 win for Arsenal.
Interesting. And Jez, what about yourself?
Well, yes, this is a good point. Bramall Lane is as Budgie said, it's a tricky ground to go to. It's a typical old quirky small ground. It's loud. Their fans are going to be up for it. They're going to want to make a statement. Let's be honest, they're going down. But the fact remains there's two things that are going to happen. Sheffield are either going to park the bus and Arsenal have got to break them down. The problem with Arsenal trying to break down the team that parks everybody behind the ball, we tend to be too slow, ponderous, slight sideways, backwards, sideways passing. That ain't going to work, right? If Arsenal can draw them out, right, I'm confident we'll absolutely command the midfield, yeah, and that will negate them because they've got a crap midfield, Sheffield United. And that one, they will come out and then we'll get in behind them with the better players we've got and crucify them. Or, so if that's the gameplay, right? If that's the gameplay, I'm going to go. It's going to be a struggling win for Arsenal, and I would say it's going to be a 2 to 3-0, right? If Sheffield United come out for the attack, right, because they've got to try and salvage something out of the league. They're fighting for their lives, right? So if they want to come and attack Arsenal, they'll get absolutely crucified. Absolutely crucified. So I'm going to go on the first point I made. I'm going 2 to 3-0. If Sheffield want to come out and play the game, then I think they're going to get absolutely pummeled for 6-0.
So you're sitting on the fence as usual then, Jez?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, actually, Jez?
Go on, mate.
What do you think of Kai Havertz?
Kai Havertz, what I think of him? Look, when he first came into Arsenal, I actually did say £65 million spent. Somewhere in there's got to be a player. There's got to be somewhere. And I'm not convinced by him. I'm not. He has played in recent games. Last 2 games, he's played some decent stuff. I'm happy he's getting a sneaky goal here and there. Maybe his confidence building, Budgie. Maybe it is starting to improve and get more into the game. Yeah. I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced yet. Do you think
that Arsenal have found his best position yet?
Well, that's a great point. That's a great point. Because when we bought him, right, Mikel Arteta made the statement, in fact, I don't know where to play him.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'll tell you where he likes to be played.
yes,
Right
yes,
where Martin Odegaard is.
yeah, and
Because
I
that's
think
where he's
that's
most
it. Well,
effective.
Mm.
to be honest, I think playing him as Arteta did at the start of the season, he was a liability. His link-up play with Zinchenko is shit. Let's get it right. Okay, he plays better at this point. In the last 2-3 games with Kivois, they seem to link up better. Playing him up front, right, in a more attacking role, seems to be where he likes to be.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced by him, Budgie. I'm
No,
not.
and I've got to be honest with you. I know a few Chelsea fans. Most of them are in my family, but my brother is staunch. He's our age group, you know, and he has never been convinced by Kai Havertz. Never has. And right now, he's not convinced by the other lad, Nicholas Jackson. He's not convinced by him. Did you see the howler he made today? No, yesterday. Open goal. Absolutely just scuffed it. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
That boy can't buy
Haaland did
himself.
the
He
same.
did get himself a decent header, actually. The ball was put onto him, you know. But he can't buy a goal other than that, mate. You know, he's yeah. But Kai Havertz, he's not. I don't think he will do that. 65 million quid, a lot of money for him.
Tend to agree. I've got to agree with you.
I agree.
He's not sold me yet. That's for sure. But you know, he scored 7 goals. That's not enough for a guy we paid 65 million for.
Okay.
In my book.
But then, you know, when you look at the other side of you know things, Declan Rice is actually looking a bit like a bargain at 105, isn't he?
Oh, mate, all day long. All day long.
You know what I mean? So it depends on the effort and the job that they're doing and being played in the right place.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Declan Rice is being played exactly where he's comfortable. And I think Kai Havertz is trying to fit in, like, say, Ben Rama used to have to with us. You know?
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean,
never got the best out of, say, Ben Rama unless he was put in the middle.
I said when we played at Porto away, right? I would rather see Jorginho in that position where Havertz was. I think he's more controlled. He's more level-headed. He links up very nicely with Declan Rice and Odegaard, and it proved it, right? When we played him the other week, yeah, worked well. So what do I know? I'm just an idiot, but you know, maybe Mikel Arteta.
You are, to be fair.
Maybe Mikel Arteta needs to give me a call, and I'll give him some advice. You know what I'm saying? But you know, give me 10 grand a week, and I'll come and be one of the advisors. Who knows? You know, you never know that one. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I hear what you say. I'm not sold yet, Budgie, on him. I'm not sold yet.
No.
But yeah, Declan Rice, man, yeah, he's worth every single penny we paid for him.
Yeah. And, you know, I think we got a good price for him. You know, I don't believe that anybody's unhappy with that deal.
No.
Anybody.
No.
You know, I think everybody concerned is, you know, we're happy we got 105 for him, although we're disappointed that he went. And more so to another rival London club, regardless of who it was. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, everybody's happy that we got the price we did. You're happy you paid the price you did, I believe. A majority of your fan base are. And he's proving to be every penny's worth, isn't he, really, to be fair?
I've not known one
as
fan.
we knew he would be. Do you know what I mean? I think that the most integral part of the Arsenal midfield, though, is that connection between Odegaard and Rice. I think that's working really well.
It is, yeah, fact. back, and it also works very well with Jorginho. To be fair,
Mm.
they're
Yeah, I mean,
solid.
I can't say I've seen so much of the Jorginho dynamic in there as you have, clearly, but I do like the way he works with Odegaard. That's actually, you know,
It works well when Odegaard don't get shut down, because if he gets shut down, then there's not much creativity going on there.
Exactly. Big up, Drew. Good to see you in here.
That
And
would
last one.
Sorry,
Sorry,
mate,
Jess. Oh,
that depends if Odegaard turns up. We know he likes to go missing at times.
But that's
Yeah,
normally
which is
when
true.
somebody gets in his face and starts kicking him, and and starts giving him a tough game. That's kind of when he disappears.
no, that's true. Very true.
Yeah.
Right, unfortunately, we're going to be coming to an end shortly in that. Obviously, as always, I've got an early start. My prediction for the game for tomorrow and that, I'm in agreement with Fuzzy said first of all, and that, and I'll back you up as well, Jez. I'm not sitting on the fence on this one. I'm going for a 6-0 to Arsenal. I can't see it being in the other way, really, but goals being rained down upon hell. Simple as that, basically. So, with that, I'm going to ask John if you'd like to shout your channel out, please, mate.
Yeah, thank you for showing us on, mate. It's been fantastic again. Got a fantastic channel going on, and just keep it going. It's wonderful.
Thanks, mate.
For me, it's going to be John Sinclair TV. So you can find me on X, on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, and it's YouTube, and it's John Sinclair TV all across those platforms. And do previous reviews, matchday vlogs. The matchday vlogs I did against Arsenal last week is fantastic. 37k. 200 new subs in that week, by the way. And you know what? What a week! And yeah, just give us a shout out. Just hit the subscribe button, and it is free.
Thanks much, John. Thank you very much. Fuzzy, you'd like to shout yourself out, please.
Yeah, you can find me Office44 on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Still haven't done my match reaction today. I've been really short for time, so I'll probably have a quick live after we're wrapped up here, just to give my thoughts and verdicts on the game before I'm going to disappear off to bed myself, because I've got one hell of an early start tomorrow as well. Yeah, it doesn't stop in my little world with work, and it doesn't stop in Manchester United's world with just sucking even more, disappointing the masses. Never stops. They find new ways every time. But yeah, big ups to everybody in the chat. Big ups to everybody on the panel. Make sure you do subscribe to everybody you see on your screen and all that good stuff. And yeah, once again, thank you very much for the invitation. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. You know that. Budgie, you'd like to shout yourself out, please.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thanks for inviting me on again, Tony. It's great to be on here with you and the rest of the panel. All of you guys, really, really enjoy it. Don't forget, anybody on my stream on Green Street Elites, please pop across to EarlyDoors and click on everybody's profiles and subscribe to them. You can find me on West Ham Network on a Wednesday night with my mate Kieran, the Bert and Ernie Old School Hammers show. And that's Wednesday nights, usually between 10:30 and 11 o'clock start. I've also got my own channel, Green Street Elites, which you can find on YouTube as well. Twitter or X, you can find me. It's Budgie Uncaged, all small case. I don't do Instagram because it's full of too many OnlyFans adverts and requests.
Hey, don't diss my
I
OnlyFans.
don't bother with Instagram. Facebook, Budgie Green Street. There it is. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Thanks, guys. Pleasure meeting you all again. And
you,
newly.
Proper real one, Budgie. He's a proper real one, this fella.
100%.
Bless you. Thank you.
Anthony, you'd like to shout yourself out, please, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Football United TV, or it's a show called Gunners for More Corners. Jez and Josh was on there Thursday just gone. I also did a show today, the Premier League weekend show. Yeah, he called me a prick. Big up to Yeti on that.
Prick as usual.
And also, you can find me on the on Early Doors, a show where we do the good, the bad, and the ugly with yourselves and Fuzzy. And also, every now and then, you find me on Jez's channel, Arsenal History and More. Good channel, good content. I have been watching John's channel as well. You know, he does a good job on there. Also, Fudgy, I've been watching yours. And
Thank you.
Yeti, I've been watching yours as well. Keep up the good work in what you do. We got to plan that other thing we were on about.
Oh, well, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And and big up. And do you know
Big
what,
up, Santa
Tim? It's
Claus.
nice
Big
coming
up,
on.
Claus.
It's nice coming
You're a
on
real
here,
one.
and you do a good job as well, Tim. Even though you do look a bit like Rafa Benitez, but big up to that.
Bad Spanish waiter. Just a bad Spanish waiter.
All right, if we're going to do lookalikes, you look like the fella that does the drumming for Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
What, me?
Hey, that's
Yeah,
respect.
you, Anthony. Yeah, you.
I'll have
The
to
way
Google
you're
that.
at, backwards and all that, the beard and moustache. You look just like him, man.
Yeah.
Big up,
That
Eagles.
makes a change actually. That makes a change because when all this is gone and all that, I've actually been told on a stream once before. It was on Claude in the Bouncer show when I was on there, and I got told that I looked a bit like the first £1 million man in football, which obviously, as we know, is Trevor Francis. But you know, I couldn't see it myself. But
Nah, he was never that ugly, man.
oh, fair play, fair play. Well, that thing we're gonna
And he
do,
spoke proper English.
yeah, that what is it called? The weakest what?
Weakest prick.
Right, so obviously Jez is going to be the quiz master on the first lot. We got to get him a nice Anne Robinson wig, you know, to put on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Mate, after a couple more glasses of wine, he won't mind wearing it either. Look.
That's all right. I just wear one of the white dresses. I normally do anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
And on that, Jez, you'd like to shout your channel out, please.
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me on, mate. It's great. I love your show on a Sunday night. It's great being on with Budgie. You know, absolute real one out there. Hot Fuzz, John, loved it last week. You came on my show. Brilliant, loved it, man.
Thank
The
you.
Yeti is my partner in crime, big time, always. And Anthony, love you to death, my friend. And it's Arsenal history and more, everything Arsenal, but I do talk about other football teams and all that because it's not always I want to talk about Arsenal. Love doing match previews with other fans or if we're playing them. So I can take the piss out of them basically at the end of the day. But there we go. It's great fun, man. Love it. Thank you, mate, for having me on again.
No,
Tony.
you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. And Yeti, you'd like to shout yourself out, please, big man.
Yeah, my channel's Long Ear Jet's Cave. Always keep it real. Not like Jazz, listen to Lee Gunner's perspective and then copy that. You know, I always keep it real in that respect. So, go over there, man.
Yeah, which foot are you going to shoot yourself in next?
Yeah.
We have good laughs, we have good fun, and come down to the Long Ear Jet Escape. There's loads of things coming up. Weakest prick, that's going to be another thing that we're going to be doing. And there's also going to be a thing where we have like a jury. Big up to everybody in the chat because I want to bring the chat into more of it on my stream. So we're going to have like a jury thing where we come up with a murder case and one of us have done it, and then you guys like work it out from that. So yeah, big up.
You look like a murderer, so it could be you every week.
I might be, Budgie. You never know, mate.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, brilliant. Don't invite me on because they'll all just blame me straight away.
Well, to be fair, it's like Attack of the Boldies today, to be fair.
Big up, Daddy. Yeah, we've even got Ainsley joining us as well on that one as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, as always, it's what he said. The chat itself great people. Always good to have them on there. And as it's been mentioned, make sure that you subscribe to these lovely people that's in the panel as well for us. And we are done. It's been a good hour and a half, near enough.
Awesome.
And we've covered some good stuff. And yeah, it's a pleasure having you back on, mate. You've been missed.
Yeah, cheers, man.
That's from the heart, mate. I do miss seeing you guys. So,
and I hope I did a good enough job stepping in for you on the good, bad, and the ugly last week.
he did, Anthony.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you did, mate. You did. I watched it. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, excellent.
Quite
So
silly tribute act. Oh
my God. Yeah, next time I'll wear a baseball cap backwards.
Yeah. Don't get whatever you do. Don't get Tony to do your eyebrows. That's the other thing.
I don't know you on about.
I was quite impressed with the thumbnail because he made me look about 35. So he's half my age. It was great. Well,
you should see the
not quite half,
yeah. You should have seen the one what Tony Clark did with Jez. All the women were commenting. They were calling Jez a gilf.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Anyway, we're out anyway.
Yes, you look like a distance as well.
Right, guys, we're all out. Thanks again for the chat being involved, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy for now. Bye bye,
guys. See you next
Take care, all. Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
But,
Who said bye when the music was on?